Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. I've gotten some great questions from one of my viewers, and I thought I would come on today and just share the answers that I shared with him with all of you. So, he specifically asked about nutritional support for your burnout prevention and recovery journey. And I love this question. I had not thought about building this in to any of my material, but it is something that I did a deep dive on, and I would love to share some of what I found with you today and shorten your path um, by giving yourself the physical fuel that you need during this special time. So, physiologically, what is happening when you are in burnout is that your adrenal systems are depleted. That's because when your cortisol is your stress hormone and it has been overactive for a long time, and the adrenal system is what produces that. I think I'm getting it right. I am not a trained healthcare professional, but I did, like I said, do a deep dive on these things, trying to just figure out all the ways that I could support myself in getting my energy back. So when your adrenal cortisol has been overactive and your adrenal system is depleted, you are exhausted, physically exhausted, as well as the emotional and mental and spiritual exhaustion that can happen. So, some of the things that you can do nutritionally is to pay attention to something called an adrenal diet or adrenal reset diet. I found this by Dr. Alan Christensen. He's got a lot of good work and even a recipe book that I think is still a free download available on supporting your adrenal system. And he specifically recommends paying attention to your carbs. So, what in essence, what you need is a little, just a tiny bit if in the morning, a little bit more at lunch, and then more in the evening meal because carbs help you sleep better. So that was new to me. I wasn't aware of that, but I have since, over the course of the last several years, heard that people who are doing low carb diets start to suffer in the quality of their sleep. And so that is something to pay attention to if you are on a low carb diet and experiencing some sleep trouble. That is likely connected. If you are on a low carb diet, experiencing sleep trouble, and feeling burnout, you've got a mixture there that is definitely not going to support you in getting more energy. And so I just highlight that simple thing about when to eat carbs. And of course, good carbs are best. So you can focus on carbs that have nutrients and not just the ones that pop up, in junk food and things. A second nutritional tip that popped up in my research is about caffeine. So when you are feeling tired, a lot of people will reach for caffeine. We've got coffee stations at work, and it's easy to just start to overuse caffeine. And so there is a big recommendation to not have caffeine after 12 so that you can support your evening rest and really get the most out of that overnight sleep that you need for recovery and sustainability. Another thing to note about that caffeine or about that lull, because you may be thinking, if I don't drink my caffeine, what's going to wake me up in the afternoon? And our health and wellness director at my old job or my full time, when I was there full time, would always say the best way to get your energy up is to go for a walk. And that pairs very well with one of my other burnout strategies to get up and to move ever so often in your day to give your body a break, especially if you are in a sedentary role, to give your body some movement and a break every little bit. Ideally, once an hour, but if not that, at least 3 times a day, mid morning, noon, or at lunchtime, and then mid afternoon. So, those two things are my biggest nutritional tips with this burnout prevention and recovery. Uh, Experience of my own and research is to pay attention to your carbs. You need just a little bit in the morning, some more at lunch, and the biggest dose at dinner. So if you're thinking about a single serving with breakfast, maybe a double serving at lunch, and then a triple serving in the evening, and to get those servings from nutritional carbs, and then to lay off the caffeine after the noon hour so that your body isn't still experiencing the half life of caffeine when it's time to go to sleep for the night. So caffeine does have, an additional or an initial jolt, and then the half life can stay with you for quite a while in most people. So that's the part that depletes the quality of your overnight sleep. And that overnight sleep is always important, but especially so when you are in burnout recovery and prevention. So I hope these tips are helpful. Please feel free to email me with other questions that you have. I will start answering these on lives. Love hearing from people who are watching and gaining, and I am more than happy to share other tips. I had tons of research, did not fit it all into the book or the webinar because I know that people who are feeling burned out are tired. And so we just need some quick wins. We need some things to support us right now. But I do have lots and lots of data in my research to share, so I can't wait to share more with you. And I also look forward to answering your questions as they come in. Have a great day.